Could humans actually live on the moon? For decades, it's been the stuff of science fiction, but today, we're closer than ever to making it a reality. So, how would we do it? What would daily life look like in a lunar colony? Let's dive into the fascinating science and engineering behind building a home on our celestial neighbor. First things first, where do we set up camp? The moon isn't exactly a five-star resort. It has no atmosphere to protect us from radiation. Its temperature swings are extreme and tiny. Sharp micrometeoroids are a constant threat. But scientists have identified some prime real estate, the lunar poles. Why, there are two big reasons. First, some craters at the poles are permanently shadowed, meaning they could hold vast reserves of water ice. Water is everything. We can drink it, use it to grow food, and even split it into hydrogen and oxygen for rocket fuel and breathable air. Second, nearby mountain peaks are in near constant sunlight, perfect for setting up solar panels to power our entire settlement. This combination of peaks of eternal light and craters of eternal darkness is our ticket to survival. Okay, so we've got our location. What about our house? We can't just pitch a tent. We need habitats that can protect us from radiation, keep a stable temperature, and maintain air pressure. The first habitats will likely be inflatable structures brought from Earth. Think of them as high-tech, multi-layered balloons. They're lightweight to transport, but expand into spacious living and working areas once on the surface. But hauling everything from Earth is expensive. The long-term solution is to use what's already there. This is called Insight-to-Resource Utilization, or ISRU. We could use 3D printers to build structures layer by layer using lunar regolith loose soil and rock on the surface. By melting the regolith with microwaves or lasers, we can turn it into a solid, concrete-like material, perfect for building radiation-shielding domes and foundations. Another incredible idea is to live underground in lunar lava tubes. These are massive ancient caves formed by flowing lava billions of years ago. They are naturally shielded from radiation and meteoroids and maintain a relatively stable temperature. A lava tube could house an entire city. Now for the essentials: air, water, and food. As I mentioned, water ice at the poles is the jackpot. Rovers would mine this ice, bring it back to base, and melt it. Then, a process called electrolysis would zap the water with electricity, splitting it into oxygen for breathing and hydrogen for fuel. But we can't waste a single drop. All water, including wastewater and even moisture from our breath, would be recycled through a closed-loop system, just like on the International Space Station. It might sound a bit yuck, but the technology is so advanced that the recycled water is purer than most tap water on Earth. What about food? Initially, we'd bring pre-packaged meals, but for a self-sustaining colony, we need to become lunar farmers. This means hydroponics and aeroponics growing plants without soil, using nutrient-rich water mists. We'd grow things like lettuce, tomatoes, and radishes under powerful LED lights that mimic sunlight. These plants would not only provide fresh food, but also help recycle the air, absorbing carbon dioxide and producing more oxygen. It's a beautiful, self-sustaining ecosystem, a little piece of Earth on the moon. So, we have a home, water, and food. What would a typical day look like for a lunar settler? Your day would actually be about 29 Earth days long. That's how long one lunar day-night cycle is. So, we'd probably stick to a 24-hour clock to keep our sanity. You'd wake up in your habitat, maybe do some exercise, which is crucial to combat the muscle and bone loss from the moon's low gravity, which is only 1/6 of Earth's. You'd suit up in a high-tech spacesuit for any outdoor work. Your job could be anything from a geologist analyzing rock samples to a technician maintaining the solar panels and life support systems, or an engineer operating the 3D printing rovers. Communication with Earth would have a slight delay of about 1.3 seconds each way. So a video call would have some noticeable lag, but it's much better than calling Mars. Living in such a confined and extreme environment would be a huge mental challenge. There'd be no going for a walk in the park or feeling the rain on your face. That's why creating a comfortable and psychologically healthy living space is key. Habitats would have virtual windows showing scenes from Earth, dedicated recreational areas, and private quarters for downtime. Community and teamwork would be everything. Every single person in the colony would depend on each other for survival. It would forge an incredibly strong bond, of course. The journey to a permanent lunar settlement is filled with challenges we still need to solve. Long-term exposure to low gravity and radiation remains a major health concern. We need to develop even better shielding and medical countermeasures. We also need to perfect the technologies for mining and processing lunar resources on a large scale. But we're making incredible progress. Programs like NASA's Artemis are already paving the way, with plans to land the first woman and next man on the moon and establish a sustainable presence. Private companies are also racing to develop the technology needed for lunar logistics and infrastructure. Why go through all this trouble? It's not just about adventure. Establishing a presence on the moon is a crucial stepping stone for humanity's future in space. It's a training ground, a place where we can learn the skills needed to venture even further. To places like Mars, the resources on the moon could fuel a whole new space economy. And the scientific discoveries we make there could rewrite our understanding of the solar system and our own planet's history. It's about pushing the boundaries of what's possible and securing a multi-planetary future for humanity. Imagine looking up from the lunar surface and seeing the Earth, a beautiful, fragile blue marble hanging in the blackness of space. It would give you a whole new perspective. Life on the moon won't be easy, but it represents the next giant leap for humankind. A future where our home is not just one planet, but the solar system. Thanks for watching. If you're as excited about our future in space as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the cosmos. See you in the next video.